Ay, 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 ay.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Olabisi Afolabi, and I'm very excited to be here today. I'm sure you are too. Yeah, you've seen a lot of videos. We started by playing the previous editions of the S.A.F.E conference. Yeah, 2017 we started, 2018 we had the second edition, 2019 we had the third edition. Last year was very interesting, right? We had different schools come perform. I remember very clearly, drama, rap, music, all sort of things, right? And that was, then there was no COVID-19, so it was on site. It wasn't virtual like this one. But we're determined to ensure that even though it's virtual, we still have all the necessary level of fun that we should have. So today we're going to be having fun at the same time learning, right? We have spoken words ready. We have songs for you today. So we have a drama to give you guys to watch. It was acted by children like you. So today is gonna be fun. So as I have said, this is the 4th edition. Imagine. So I'm gonna welcome you very soon. But before then, I would like you to just let me know where your name, say hello, say your name and where you are, reaching us from today. So my name is so my name is Olabisi Olabi. I'm a lawyer, and I am live from Lagos, Magodo, Lagos. So you guys do the same thing in the chat area. I'd like to hear from you. If you're alone, just let your name come alone. If you're with your friends, say hello, hi, I'm so and so, have here with me, so and so person. Also let us know those of us that are around. Welcome to the Fair. How are you? Happy to be here. Annette, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Annette, we're happy to have you here too. Happy to have you here too. Who else is here? Who else is here? Let's from London. Welcome, Annette. We're glad to have you. Who else is here? Where are you from? I like to hear from you. I like to welcome you especially. So just quickly say hello and let us know where you are. Oh, Benjamin Obo, welcome. I know you're not a child, but I just forgive you. Azamta, welcome. Welcome from Kaduna. Thank you very much. Oh, welcome, Ayodele. Thank you. You're with your family. Interesting. Welcome, Moi. Welcome, Moi. Moi was one of the people that acted our drama. So Moi, we've seen the drama very soon. This was in episode 2. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Oh, welcome, Covenant from Ogudu. Glad to have you, Covenant. I'm waiting for others so before we don't get borrowed. Patrick from Lekki. Hey, my guy Patrick. Patrick's a member of the S.A.F.E club. We have a club where children children have fun every month. We have Shay, welcome. Shay Adebi from Lagos, welcome. Smith Tantolua, oh, welcome. I know, and you and Ediolu as your brother, right? So we have that club meeting twice a month, every month, yes. And we have brides also in our club, also people in our club. So I welcome you officially now. Oh my God, to the 4th edition of the Civic Conference. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the 4th edition of the S.A.F.E Conference. Yay! Welcome. Yeah. Anyway, my chairs are like, woo! Everything vibe. It's the 4th edition, guys. The 4th edition. Welcome to the Lagos. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Stop telling me how you're doing today. Oh, welcome. Yes, please, Sam, how are you today? So we're going straight into it today. I hope you guys liked my sharing. I did that for you, special effects, just for you. So we're going to be going straight into it today so that I can, wrap things up fast. As I said, a lot of things I probably think Nigeria. Some of you ask, do you love Nigeria? Let me give you a gist. I was with some children sometimes ago, like a few months back, and also Mr. Kinlami, funny enough. So we asked the children, do you love Nigeria? Let me ask you now, guys, do you love Nigeria? Let me see your answers in the chat area. Do you love Nigeria? So we asked the children, do you love Nigeria? Uche from Lagos, welcome. Uche, I see you. So, oh no, Toby said no. Joshua said, yes, I do. Please, I want to see your answers. Do you love Nigeria? Say yes, no, yes. Let me see your answers. Yes, you do. Miss Emma, awesome. Do you love Nigeria, guys? Love. Someone said not really, lol. I don't know my answer too well. I'll tell you later. I'll gist you. Let me see. Yes, you do. Interesting, Benjamin. All right. Even though you have been at home because of ASU strike, you still love Nigeria. That's very patriotic of you. All right. Oluwale Sam said yes. So Parida said yes, I do. If you can change for better. I love Nigeria. Interesting. Oh, welcome, Mr. Liberius. We're so glad to have you, sir. And they say very, very much. Oh, that's interesting. You love Nigeria. So they asked those children that day, Mr. Klami, I said, do you love Nigeria? Some were like, nobody raised up their hand. They said, no, we don't love Nigeria. So those that said they love Nigeria, when I asked them, okay, you love Nigeria. What do you love about Nigeria? That was where Gegen happened. People were not able to say what they really love about Nigeria, right? So, of course, there are many issues. COVID-19 came, there was NSAS protests. Some of you didn't even really understand all those things, or even know what part you could have played in those things, right? You're like, which one is this one again? This police, we were really sure about what to do. There was a lot of things that was going on. So we're wondering, okay, as young people, what role can we play in those things? So what role can we play in all of this thing that's going on around us? So yes, it doesn't concern me, or it does concern you. So today we're learning all about, even as young people, what can we even do? You love Nigeria, be fine. But what can you do to actually play your part in ensuring that some children are not out of schools, our nation? We say we should love and cherish our nation. Yeah, I agree with you because we're in it definitely, and we're Nigeria, like all of us one by one. I don't want to talk too much about it. I like our speakers do the work. So I'm going to be inviting our very first speaker today. Um, did you guys know that we started yesterday? Actually, we hosted children from between the ages of 7 and 12 years. Someone said, lol, why are you lolling? So we started yesterday, actually. We had children between the ages of, learn from. Don't worry, don't worry. We'll get into it. We'll get into all the details later. All right, I'm reading the chat and it's really hilarious. All the suggestions guys are making. Cool stuff there, right? So we started yesterday and we had close to 600 children around, both on YouTube. We even had viewing centers. Imagine where people join us from Isolo. They had in their community, they had a TV where they were watching us from. It was so cool. I'm like, oh, So today we're going to continue in this conversation. I'm going to be bringing up Mrs. Osai Ojigo. She's our keynote speaker. Yesterday was fun. She liked her slides. She gave us examples of it, very practical. So today I want you to watch out for her, right? So she's the country director of Amnesty International in Nigeria. She's a Nigerian-based advocate for human rights and gender justice. So she will be setting tone for us today. She'll be speaking to us today. That's you guys should be clapping already. You use that smiley, that clapping smiley. I want to see some excitement here, some vibe. Give me some clapping for her. Let's welcome her. Can you just share sound again, please? So let's give it up for Mrs. Osai Ojigo. Yesterday was fun. Thank you, Patrick. And I'm sure today will be more fun. You have the floor, ma. Thank you very much, ma. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome. I'm so glad to have you today.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. I was just saying that I was waiting for the host to unmute me. It's really good to be able to join you again today, and especially to see the next cohort, the 13 to 17-year-old. I would like to share my screen, so if they would allow me to, I'll be happy to present something which I think you guys will find very interesting.
Definitely you can, ma. You can.
Okay, thank you so much. So the theme for the conference is Be Bold, Be Confident. And so for today, I want to focus on being bold, really, and to see how we can have young people take that challenge to be brave, to be bold, and to live their life with boldness. And when we say boldness, it doesn't mean you should just have an I don't care attitude. But essentially, when you are bold, you are somebody who is aware of your strengths, your weaknesses, and you're also aware of the environment you are in order to create impact. So I want to theme this around generation equality. So when I say generation equality, it means we are now in a crucial stage of your life formation. For me, I think childhood is the most precious and the most significant aspect of any human being's life because you grow very quickly, but most importantly, many of your values are formed at this stage. It might interest you to know that Nigeria is a very young country. Out of the 180 million people in Nigeria, 31 million are below the age of 15 years old. And we also have quite a huge youth population as well. The current definition of youth in Nigeria is anyone between the ages of 15 and 29 years old. So some of you are children because you are not yet 18. But once you are between 15 and 17, you are also a youth. And there are certain policies that are targeted towards enhancing young people so that they can tap into their potential. Nigeria is situated in Africa, and Africa has the largest youth population in the world. By 2050, Nigeria is bound to have a population of 402 million. Can you imagine that? But it will depend on if we continue at this rate of our growth to attain that number. And what does that mean for us as a people? What are the potentials for sales, for health, for opportunities? But currently, Nigeria is not doing the best it should be doing with its children. UNICEF shared a research that showed that 13.2 million children are out of school, the highest in the world. So for many of us on this call today, we are the lucky ones. But if 13.2 million children are not in school, how is Nigeria ever going to be able to reach its potential? Because it means that that number of children will grow up without the necessary skills they need in order to be useful and impactful citizens. So when I say generation equality, I'm looking at your generation, and it's a call to you guys that you can drive economic change in the community, because we all want economic opportunities that will ensure qualitative life. We all want to be able to do work. And really, economic resilience is about finding solutions to problems. So if there's a problem in Nigeria today, you can fix it. You have a longer time frame to test your hypothesis, to test your experiments, and to see what works. Generation equality sits more strongly around the issue of gender equality. And gender equality for men and women, boys and girls, is about realizing equal opportunities, treatment, and access. You will find that even though in present day Nigeria, there are more women going into schools, graduating, becoming leaders, we are still struggling with giving equal opportunities. There are still some places people say, oh, a girl can't do this, a woman can't do that. The call for your generation today is that this issue about gender inequality must end with you guys, because you guys are the generation that we believe would achieve equal rights for women, men, boys, and girls. When we talk of generation equality also, it's important to look at what we are facing in our world today. Climate change and world disasters have created a huge problem for us. Some of you might have heard of the group called Fridays for the Future. If you don't know them, it's a group started off by a young Swedish girl, Greta Thunberg, where she talked about calling for a school strike for climate change. Basically, that every Friday, students should use the opportunity to talk about climate issues. They won several awards, and most importantly, they gave a platform for young people between the ages of 8 and 16 to be able to have an opportunity to speak to the world on the stage. Because you need to realize one thing. For many of us who are above 40, we might have how many more years to live on Earth. For you, your life is just starting, and there's no planet B. If there's no planet B, you have to look after this environment. We have to begin to reverse the harm we've committed to our environment through throwing rubbish, through burning fossil fuels, through doing things that have created the greenhouse effect and has led to crazy weather situations and harmful behaviors. In fact, many people have also linked the COVID-19 pandemic to some of the environmental degradation we're seeing in our world today. So I'm going to be talking about 3 issues, which I think some of you would have seen in one shape or form in your conversations, either in school, at home, or online. So one is Me Too. You might have heard about the Me Too, and Me Too is talking about sexual harassment and talking also about discrimination many women face in the world of work and also in school. The Me Too hashtag rose to give voice to women and girls to share their stories. And for many of them, they use the online platform in order to do so. It brought a greater awareness about how boys and girls should relate. When we say we're in a relationship, what it also means to be attracted to someone, and what consent means, and why it is important that people who touch others inappropriately or abuse people or use their power to abuse people are actually brought to justice. The second issue I want to highlight is Black Lives Matter. For many of us, we are all connected now, whether it's on social media, on TV, we can see what's happening in the world. Racism is real. Racism occurs when one race thinks that they are better off than another. Black Lives Matter came about as a form of consciousness to challenge this notion that Black lives actually matter. People have issues with it when the riots broke out earlier this year, when George Floyd was killed, but it raised even further the issues about police brutality, but also about how a society treats those who it considers less, who have less access to justice and opportunities within the country. And brought to fore the fact that even though America has overcome slavery, have overcome those issues, it is still playing a role in society today, and it needs to end. The good thing is that it is young people also that are channeling those energies and are raising consciousness that Black Lives Matter, and in actual fact, all lives matter if you consider everyone important. The third issue is the EndSARS. If you're in Nigeria today, there's no how you wouldn't have heard about EndSARS, even if you're outside Nigeria, because there were protests by EndSARS promoters in nearly 30 states in Nigeria and in over 15 countries elsewhere in the world, where people went in front of embassies, in Nigerian embassies and key places in key cities to say enough of police brutality in Nigeria. What drove this was the harmful impact of SARS, Special Anti-Robbery Squad agents on people, particularly young people. When Amnesty International did its research, it published its research in June 2020, we showed that young people, particularly young men between the ages of 17 and 30, were targeted by police officers. Why? Because they feel that they shouldn't have an iPhone, they shouldn't have expensive gadgets like computers, and they were suspected of being involved in crime because they couldn't understand, police officers couldn't understand why young people could afford or have access to these things. The challenge we're facing now is that young people have found their voice and are speaking loud and clear, and they want their governments to respond to this. And we hope the Nigerian government will listen to this rather than finding ways to suppress these voices, but rather the Nigerian government should find ways to punish those officers that have led to the deaths of young people in Nigeria today. So what does it mean to be bold? I am going to give 5 examples today very quickly. The first is bold body confidence. I know that at this stage in your life, you are more conscious about how your body is developing, and it's natural, it's pretty natural. All of us went through this. But know this, your body is unique to you, and no one has the right to make you feel uncomfortable or shame you because of your body. It doesn't matter whether you're thin, you're fat, as long as you realize that this is your body, you wake up in the morning, you can walk and use your hands and your feet. And even if you have any form of disability, you're alive and you're able to move yourself, you should consider yourself very worthy and carry that body with pride, because that body is going to serve you well into several years. The second issue is your brain box. And here I'm not talking about those that are brainy and those that are not. I'm talking about the fact that you have a brain, you can reason for yourself, you can read up things for yourself. You don't have to listen, you don't have to believe everything you're told. You can do the research, you can check it yourself. And it means that apply yourself based on the knowledge that you have, but you can push yourself even further because you have a brain. Right now, human beings are only using a fraction of their brain. With a bit more application, you'll be able to achieve a lot more with your can-do attitude. The third is bold voice. Oftentimes in our society, especially African societies, we say, oh, children should be seen, not heard. But I tell you, you are generation equality. So that means you can express yourself using your voice, using music, using art, using dance, any other means of expression that you have in order to explain what is happening to you. I am going to call on everyone today. If you see something that is wrong, find someone that you trust to share it with. Do not suffer in silence. You have a voice, please use it. The fourth is brilliance outlook. Whatever you do, be excellent in it, be brilliant in it. If you are very good with creating crafts, do it brilliantly. If you have a brilliance outlook, it doesn't matter if other people are not giving their best, you give your best. Because ultimately, you have a role to play in society. You have a role to play in your family. You owe a duty to yourself to give yourself the best. And you can only do that if you have a brilliance outlook to everything that you do, to the best of your abilities. And it also means that once you are aware of your abilities, no one, absolutely no one, can take that away from you. And finally, to be bold means you have a beautiful spiritual awakening. When I say spiritual awakening, I'm not necessarily talking about Christianity or Islam or any religion that you believe in, but I'm talking more about a consciousness that we all are connected spiritually and that we owe it to ourselves, to our community, to build that awareness. And it's important that we recognize that sometimes in life, things will not always go the way you want it to go, but that you are a being that has been created by God to achieve your full potential, and you own that even in your spirituality. I would like to leave us with a quote by Nelson Mandela, which I believe many of you know. For those who don't know him, he is the South African anti-apartheid revolutionary. He was a former president of the Republic of South Africa and was a Nobel Peace Laureate in 1993. He said, a nation should not be judged by how it treats its highest citizens, but its lowest ones. And so it's a call for you to go out and exhibit your brilliance in every shape and in every capacity that you hold, but also most importantly, a call to Nigeria to hold its children and its young people and treat them with the respect that young people deserve. Because a nation is measured by how it takes care of those who have no power to do anything back to them, but who would one day grow up to achieve greatness, and that greatness would also reflect in their country and nationhood. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you very much. That was very insightful. I like the quote by Nelson Mandela. The true test is how the nation treats its weakest. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, children, I would like to say thank you to Mrs. Osai Ojo. I'd like to say thank you to her for a wonderful session. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was really impactful. It was a lot to learn.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So, if you have any questions for Ms. Osai, please, if okay, take maybe one or two right now. If other questions can be sent to save League of Witness Africa@gmail.com, and then we will be transferring them to her. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your time. Yes, so everyone, please say thank you to Miss. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much, ma, for being with us yesterday, being with us today. Yesterday, I remember that you were here even right till the end, and you were saying, "Oh, like you had to go." I was like, "Wow, thank you very, very much, ma. Thank you so much." All right, I'll be going to the next. Oh, interesting. People say, "Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you." I'm grateful. All right, so as I said, we'll be going to the next session now. Wow. This next session, you're going to enjoy it by Miss Chisom Ezugo. She's 19. She's a renowned speaker. She's a renowned speaker, a spoken word artist. She's a singer. She's an author. And she's so passionate about positive developmental change. It's a passion to inspire people from every setting, everywhere, and let them know that they can rise above the system and the status quo. She'll be speaking and sharing spoken word to us today at the conference 4.0 day 2 on our inevitable roles nation building. It's just some welcome, so glad to have you. You must know that it was awesome, and I know today will be better. So, are you there, Miss Chisom? Yes, it was very interesting, guys. She first of all she spoke to us very captivating and enrapturing, and then she came with the lines, spoken words, back to back. It was awesome, really awesome. So I'm really looking forward to hearing that today, and I'm sure you should be doing the same thing. She is loaded good and looking that she's an inspiration. She's 19. She's also a teenager, like many of us that are here. So you'll be able to connect with her on that level. Trust me. So guys, let's welcome Miss Chizugu. Miss Chizugu, are you there now?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me, please? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Welcome.
Okay, awesome.
I can hear you now. Welcome.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for having me. Today will be more amazing, as you said. Again, it's my honor and it's my most sincere pleasure to be here in the midst of so many amazing children, adolescents, teenagers, adults, parents. I'm so honored. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. Okay, yesterday we were able to look at some few points in how I can participate in nation building as a child, as a teenager, as an adolescent. And I believe I'm talking to the age grade of 13 to 17. Yesterday we discussed with 7 to 12, I think, or so. But even if you're below 13 or 18, it's still fine. You still get something from today's webinar. So thank you for having me. Okay, I tagged what I prepared today. Make every shot your best shot. That is one of the ways that you can positively participate in nation building. If you are given the head girl of your school, what change can you effect? Because our today's leaders, our today's presidents of world nations, our today's senators were once just like you, listening maybe or maybe not to what you're hearing now. So what did they do and what are you doing now? That will tell where you're going. That will tell what kind of leader you'll be, the kind of steps you're taking now. So maybe you don't have the privilege or you're not there yet to be in high standard politics, but you're in junior school politics, high school politics. You're a prefect, you're a class rep, you are choosing to represent your school in a debate competition, in a science competition. Never have that nonchalant attitude towards anything you do. Never feel like, oh, it's just the school, or it's just something normal, or it's just make every shot your best shot. There's a personal principle I have that has helped me thus far. Make every platform as though it's your very last. Make every speech you present as though, oh, this is the very last, and then you might not be able to talk to anybody again. Let it count. Let it leave something in someone that is hearing. So as a young person, as a teenager, as a young adult growing up, let go of that apathy towards life. In whatever you do, the real secret to success is putting your very heart and soul in the most tiny and minute things that you do in life. So if you are mama puts, for instance, a booker, let it be the very best food anybody can eat in that area. Now I'm just giving an instance. I know nobody is a mama put here, but if you are a poet, maybe you're just starting. When you're writing, don't just write because you want to write or because Hey, poetry is in vogue now. Put your very heart and soul into it. So make every shot your best shot. Make every speech your very best. Let the next be better than the last, and let it keep getting better and better and better. Continue to grow as a child. Continue to evolve as a teenager. Continue to be exposed to positive things, because these days on the social media, you don't even have to look for negativities. It will coming to you. It will come to you. You don't have to search it out. Everywhere you open, it just pops up on your screen. So you have to make up your mind to be positive. You have to make up your mind to deliberately search out positivities from the internet. Because the internet can either make you or mar you. It can either do more harm than good or more good than harm. It all depends on how you use it. It's a very powerful tool. So if you're going to do something, make research. Find out what you're talking about. Find out, just like we discussed yesterday, be informed about your nation. Use the internet very deliberately. Use every opportunity at your disposal, no matter how little. Don't treat it nonchalantly. Don't be mundane about it. Be very, very intentional and, and deliberate about positive growth, because that is how change comes. Behind everything working, somebody's working tirelessly. Don't get it twisted. Nobody's wishing. People are working behind anything that is working. People are working. So even now, you have to be ready to work. Be ready to put in the time, the energy, the resources, the sacrifice required to make sure that every shot is your best. Don't be nonchalant. Don't have political apathy. Be patriotic. Right now, as a child, cultivate that spirit of patriotism. Patronize made in Nigerian product. Speak well about your country. Don't join to turn it down or to speak it down, because change begins with you, and you are the change. Each and every one of us, we are the change we're talking about. Okay, I'm going to wrap up on that point now and move very quickly to the next. I was hoping we could evaluate the pledge, the national pledge. You say it every day in your school, every assembly ground, every time you gather on the assembly ground. Do you really understand the weight of what you're saying? I pledge to Nigeria, my country. Okay, I happen to see somebody who says, when they ask, do you like Nigeria? I understand. Maybe you've seen a lot of deaths and negativities on the media, and it could cause some kind of pain and apathy. But hey, I pledge to Nigeria, my country. That very first line, my country. None of us are going to go anywhere. I jokingly tell my friends sometimes, we are not running to everywhere, to anywhere. And no matter how long you are a citizen in any place, you will come back here. So Africa is not a mortuary. Africa is not a dumping ground where you spend your life in the diaspora and come back to be buried. No, this is our country. I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest. Allow me to stress and emphasize on that word, honesty. If some of our today's politicians heard some of the things you're hearing now, maybe they'll do better, maybe, just maybe. But integrity, as we can see in our world today, in our nation today, integrity is not a very common virtue, but it's very, very important. A man was asked, how do you do what you do? How are you so excellent? And he said three things. Number one, integrity. Number two, more integrity. And number three, most integrity. Be honest. We see a lot of Ponzi, a lot of scam. No situation should push you as a teenager, as a youth, into scam. It doesn't pay, because you cannot be better at the detriment of others. Then where's the love? Where's the love of God? You cannot want to feel better as the detriment of your fellow Nigerian. Integrity in the most little things you do. Okay, you can say, I'm not a politician, so nobody has given me money to build roads, so integrity doesn't apply to me. Yes, it does. In telling mommy and daddy the truth, in telling your friends, your siblings, among your peers the truth, the actual price of the product, the genuine price of what you saw online. Because integrity doesn't happen to a man in a day. It has to be a habit that is inculcated and cultivated right from now that you're hearing me. So that even when you go into offices, when you go into higher parastatals and legislators, you already know that honesty is a virtue you must never put down. You must never do without. Be honest. Be an accountable person. Choose to account for some of the things at home. Okay, say, mom, I think I might want to handle Maggie in the kitchen. Let me be accountable for Maggie. Just just tell me how much you want to buy. I'll take the record down. It has to be something you have to be deliberate about. You have to genuinely cultivate it. When you're in the midst of your peers, don't tell lies, because dishonesty and unaccountability is something that we see in our today's government houses and politics, and it doesn't speak well of us. A lot of people don't think that they're even accountable to the people that put them in that chair. But you are for the people, of the people, and by the people. You are democracy, so we must see your dividends. So start now and learn to be accountable. Learn to be a trustworthy person. Don't be corny. Don't be crafty. Don't try to play smart, because to me, what the average Nigerian would say, a guy man, wayo man, that's not smartness to me. You're just being crafty, you're just being cheaty. Genuine smartness is when you're accountable. True intelligence is when you can be trusted, when things can be put in your hands, when money can be put in your hands. Don't inflate figures. All those guys in the government houses, or some of the people, it didn't start now. Don't inflate school fees figures. If they say PTA money, sports money is this, let it be that. Convey the right information to your parents. You have to be deliberate about it, because that is why you're here, right? That is why you're on this webinar right now. You're here to stand out. You're here to learn how to be an example, not to join the crowd. I used to tell my friends that I don't agree with that statement. If you can't beat them, join them. Don't join them. Don't join negativities because you can't beat them. Avoid them and stand out. That's why you're hearing this right now, to be an example, because if your peers see that distinctiveness and distinction in you, they will follow suit. Because I can tell you, no matter how much garbage trend, excellence is attractive. Anywhere you are, excellence is attractive. Stand out. Stand out in integrity, stand out in honesty, and stand out in trustworthiness. Very quickly to my last point, peer pressure. Don't give in. Don't give in to peer pressure. Don't give in to what your friends are doing, what trends are doing. Just try to stay you and try to continue to be real to yourself. Okay, I don't have much time anymore, so I'm just going to recite the spoken word stroke poem I put together for us. It says, I am bold, I am confident, and I build my nation. Every house is built by some man, and nation building is a collective effort. In our diverse culture and heritage lies our beauty and not our mental bondage. And until the day we start seeing one another as support and not competition, the ship of nation building may not sail further. Every key aspect of society must come on board in unity and one voice. Our beauty is in our diversity, and no dispute should result from our ethnicity. One nation under God. Each and every sector has a key role to play in nations building, and nobody must be left out in this new Nigeria. Over the years, from time immemorial, it has been a status quo that only the pros are allowed to take part in decision-making matters, but not anymore. For there is great wisdom in innocence and pureness of heart, and every child is of essence. Boldness and confidence comes from heart convictions and passions. You surely cannot build what you're not passionate about. And to participate, you must have faith that the state of things can change for the better. Behind everything working, there is somebody working. So are you willing to get to work now for the realization of this new Nigeria? Because each and every one of you hearing me, you're bold, you're confident, and you build your nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you so much.
So the school fees and money for textbooks, call them the accurate amount. There's a temptation to want to say, oh, that's us to buy this and this and this and that. But really, it starts from us, starts with us. Thank you so much, Ms. Chisom. Everybody thinks it was inspiring, everybody thinks it was awesome. I think so too. Well done, thank you. Yes.
Thank you so much.
If you have questions for Ms. Chisom, kindly send them to leagueofwitnessafrica@gmail.com. So we'll go straight to the next speaker. But before I go on, I want to tell you guys something. There are some things that I want to share with you in this program today. And there are two songs. We have two singles that are going to be dropping today. We put this song together. We went to the studio We cooked it, put salt, Maggi, sugar, and is awesome. Awesome song right there. So I won't play for you, but before I play that song for you, try the first one, would have Mr. Nyota Egbe. So I will be talking about Mr. Nyota very briefly before it comes up. Thank you, Miss Chisholm. Everybody say thank you, thank you, thank you. I just want to say thank you. Thank you, Miss Chisholm. Thank you so much for the words. Thank you. So quickly, I will be bringing up Mr. Nyota Egbe, after which, or I promised you fun at the beginning, and I mean my words when I said them, following Miss Chisholm words, we keep our promises, right? All right, so I have fun coming up. But before then, let's go on to listen to Mr. Nyota Egbe. He's a broadcast journalist. Is a John Maxwell certified coach, the anchor of Saturday Sunrise on Channels TV. These what channels? Some of you don't like watching news. I'm watching in 3D. All right. So is the anchor of Sunrise on Channel TV, Saturday Sunrise. He loves children and young people. He upholds the ethics of the media profession. He insists on excellence and he excels, working with one of the leading media outfits in Nigeria. He's addressing our theme today, focusing on how you can engage the use of media responsibly and focusing on nation building. Thank you so much, Mr. Nyota Egbe. We're glad to have you, sir. So we'll listen to you for the next 10 minutes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for having me. I am grateful for this opportunity to be here. In fact, it's one of the things that kept me where I am right now. I was supposed to have left this location. But thank you so much. I am really, really grateful. And thank you to everyone who's made our time to be here. What you're hearing now, I wish I heard it when I was when I was younger. It's a privilege to be in your midst and hearing all of it. Thank you, Chisom. I was immensely blessed by what you shared, and I was taking my own notes too, and I'm going to put them into practice. I'll shoot my best shot going forward. So let me attempt to shoot my best shot here today. Again, thank you. Let me time myself. I was given 10 minutes, even though I was told it was going to be 15, but 10 minutes it is. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my timer in place. Okay, 10 minutes. All right. Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm talking to us about you and the media. We live in a world where the media is all around us. We relate with the media, even on our mobile devices. We hear, we learn so much, we do so much on the media, with social media every day with our devices, our tablets and our phones at home, everywhere we go. And it's as though our lives are tied around the media and social media, to be specific. You see, there is no going forward without, it looks like there's no going forward without the social media. And so we want to stay there. But how much of it can help us as individuals and help us in nation building? Let's go to the next slide. Thank you very much. So the social media has fantastically blurred the lines of boundaries that divide us. We've been, yes, you get a copy of the slides, hopefully. Social media has blurred the lines of boundaries that divide us. It has changed communication and making it in such a way that you can communicate with anyone around the world. From one corner of the earth, you can communicate to somebody on the other part of the earth. Some of us here today have made friends and have met people that we may never have met if not for social media. We have made friends, we have communicated with people, we've done businesses, we've learned from other people outside of our shows, things that we could never have achieved if not for social media. I wish the slides would go on real quick so that we can get the slides out of the way and talk. So seeing that social media has blurred these lines, it's also made it possible for us to move beyond ourselves. It's turned the world into a small community. But you see this, it's a two-way street. While we're giving out, we're also getting a two-way communication, giving voice to all. But then, seeing that it's a two-way communication with no restraint everywhere, it requires responsibility. And many of us have watched Spider-Man, where his uncle was telling him, with much power comes much responsibility. So if you have this amount of freedom, you're able to say what you want, when you want to say it, how you want to say it, then you should understand that responsibility lies on you to do right, not just by you, but by also the person on the other side of that divide. If I'm going to be saying some things, I should also be thinking about how you would receive what I'm saying. Is it going to work for you? Is it something that you would want to hear? Would it help you in any way? Next slide. Okay, so let's look at the effects of social media. Next slide. If you even sit down right now to think about it, there are all manner of ways that social media has affected us. I talked about one at the beginning. The lines of divides around us, amongst us globally, have been blurred or completely removed by social media. It's given us a voice that is boundless. We speak on every platform. We speak on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Snapchat. We are having conversations per second with people we have never met. And some of them have been beneficial, but some have also been negative. Let's go on real quick. Social media has had a lot of effect on our lives as individuals and on the lives of everyone around us, on the things we do, on our lives. Case in point, sometimes we think that everybody out there is living the life that you want to live. Oh, you're seeing that picture of your friend, or you're seeing that thing your friend is doing, you're like, that's exactly what I want. But is it really what we want? The effects of social media have reached the psychological area, emotional, physical, and social parts of our lives. Social media has affected all of these things. It has linked to higher levels of loneliness, levels of envy, anxiety, depression, narcissism, and interaction. But guess what? Is it what it's meant to do? Is that what the plan of social media was meant to be? It was supposed to enhance our communication. It was supposed to enhance the way we relate with each other. It was supposed to enhance our being together. But it's instead drawn us apart. I've gone to, one time my wife and I went out for lunch. And when we were sitting, we noticed that everybody was more or less on their phones. Even my wife and I, we were on our phone. And we made a commitment that, you know what? Hey, when we are together, all phones shift. No social media. If we must attend to our phones, maybe a call is coming, and it must be that it is something vital we need to attend to. Otherwise, we must stay with ourselves. Okay, I'll slow down. I'm going too fast. I'm trying to beat time. I have 4 minutes left. Now, social media has created paradoxes. It's created a means of communication with the rest of the world. But yet, it's also created some kind of isolation. Because we are so stuck on our devices, we are communicating, we are chatting. We've lost our sense of physical connection. We've lost our physical communication skills. So much so that you find yourself sometimes in the midst of people, but you don't know what to say. You rather chat. I've seen people who rather sitting with each other, they are sending text instead of talking to each other. That's not what the situation is meant to be. That wasn't the essence of social media. It was supposed to enhance all of these things, but it's made it worse. It's like a paradox. What's meant for good somehow brought about some evil. So we need to learn some responsibility to be able to manage all of this. I want us to go back to the last slide. I said in the last slide, we talked about the fact that social media has been linked to levels of depression. It's been linked to dissociation. It's been linked to loneliness. It's been linked to a decrease in our social capital. And that's not what it's meant to be. Let's move on real quick. The slides will be sent to you. Copies of the slides will be sent to you. Let's go on to the next slide and the next. But in all of these things, while social media is fantastic and is good, go on to the next slide. It's also created avenues for plenty of comments. Like when I feel, we put out pictures and you feel like I'm good. You feel like that person, I'm good. The moment someone likes your pictures, someone likes your comment, someone likes your post, you feel it's created that feeling of elation. I have arrived. I am on top of my game. I am the champ. You're feeling like you're good at that because someone or a lot of people are liking the things you posted. Then suddenly you post another one and you realize that nobody liked it. I'll give you an example that happened here. So when the moderator said, tell us where you're sending your comments from, Tell us how you feel, where you are, who you are, and what you're doing. Some people posted comments, posted their names and their locations, and their names were not mentioned. Mine was one of them. But guess what? There was that little tinge of, oh, come on, your name was not mentioned. Hello, I'm not the only person whose name wasn't mentioned. But guess what? Some other people's names were mentioned. I'm sure where they're sitting, they're feeling cool. That's how we feel many times when our comments or our posts are liked on social media. We feel like we have arrived. We feel like we're there. But when it is not there, you get that sense of depression. Nobody likes me. No, social media is not meant to make you feel that way. Social media is a tool, not a driver of your life. Sometimes it appears that everyone is living your dream life, is doing what you want to do. You want to be there with them. You want to be able to do that. But guess what? The pictures you see, the posts you see, many times are the highlights of the day, are just the good things, the sweet pictures. You will hardly see anybody post a picture of themselves when they are depressed. Hardly. You hardly see anybody post a picture of themselves when things are not working out. Hardly. Because they want people to feel like I am there, or they want to psych themselves up. Social media, the media is a tool, not a driver. But guess what? It's been shaping the way we think and the way we relate with each other, which is not supposed to be. In national building, in nation building, see what it's done. Social media and the media generally has dissolved the worlds of hatred and constructed and helped to construct a national identity in some places. So that, and the national identity is like the first step to nation building. When you're chatting with someone in Sokoto, you're in far away Enugu, or you're chatting with someone in Lagos, from Kano, you're not thinking about the divide. You're not thinking about I am Christian or I am Muslim. No. When something happens, if we are watching a football game, Nigeria scores a goal, you'd send your friend in Sokoto a message from Enugu to say, hey, Amit, guess what? Nigeria just scored a goal. And Amit's telling you, yeah, because maybe he's busy and he could not watch the game. He's happy. Guess what? There's nothing like at that point now about religion or ethnicity at that point in time. That's what social media has helped us create. It's also created the barriers between leaders and followers for direct connection and creating an energy where there's communication between the two sides of the divide. But while this may be, what are the things that social media, specifically, some of the things that social media has been able to achieve? Public communication, crisis communication. Leaders are able to communicate to the public the things that are happening. I understand our slides are fast, but please listen. The slides will be sent to you. Just listen to the conversation. So crisis communication. Leaders or the government is able to communicate to the public information that would help during this pandemic. For instance, information was shared about different things that were being on testing situations, what we need to do, wash your hands daily, wear a face mask, stay at home as much as possible, and even if you must go out, social distancing. All of these things were shared mostly via social media, and all of us have them on our devices, and we get them every day to remind us of what we need to do or where we need to go or how we need to go about it. That's one of the things that social media has done. The next thing that social media has been able to do is to help humanize governance. It has helped to humanize governance, to create a human face to the governing situation. Now, don't ask me if government is managing it well. Don't ask me if the leaders are managing it well. I'm telling you what social media has been able to do. Whether it's been handled well is a different kettle of fish altogether. But this thing has created opportunities for communication between leaders and the led and the followers. It's also created an opportunity for transparency, to humanize the brand or to humanize the leader. As a leader, if you're sharing information as a head boy who has a WhatsApp group that you're talking to your classmates or people in school with, or even talking to the teachers about what you're planning, guess what happens? You're able to share information and people can know your plans or where you're going to next. It's not too often that people remember that. They forget that there is actual that there are actual people behind leadership. Sometimes the agencies, the policies of government, the rules are pouring out so much that people forget that, hey, there are human beings behind here. But social media has made it possible for us to relate. For instance, when this, oh boy, they say I'm too fast. Okay. For instance, sometimes government sends out a message and says, this is what's going to happen. The criticisms come in so quickly that sometimes government begins to react in a way that some of us are like, why are they reacting this way? The NSAS protest, one of the things that helped the NSAS protest, for instance, was social media. Social media helped the NSAS protest to go forward. Now, beyond that protest, and even when it was hijacked, there's been this conversation about fake videos out there. And sometimes I wonder, what made it fake? What makes those videos fake? What is it? There's something called timestamp on the videos that are posted on social media. And there's something called geolocating on the internet. So you can actually locate each video that was posted if you take out time to do your task. But beyond that, let's go back to your role now. We're talking about you and what you can do with social media. I've talked about the benefits of social media and some of the negative effects of social media. But let's look at what you can do with social media. Because you know what this is all about, you need to make concerted efforts to verify, to diversify your news sources. So if you hear that this is happening here, can it be confirmed? In Rotary Club, there's a 4-way test, which it says, what you're hearing, is it good? Is it good for others? Is it something that can be held accountable to? The 4-way test, all to check whether what you're hearing is true. But you see, you need to diversify and ensure that what you're hearing can be confirmed from at least 1 or 2 other sources. Permit me to borrow from the Bible, where it says, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, a case is established. But you see, the other side of this is, what if the 2 or 3 witnesses are getting the fake news? So you need to also get from an authentic source to verify the news you're hearing, that it is verifiable. Now, the other side of it is, you, as an individual, you need to commit to being held accountable for the news stories that you share, for the information you share or you advocate for on social media. You need to make a commitment that you can and will be held accountable to what you share. Before I post anything on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, I take my time to be sure that should anybody go there, I can be held accountable for what I'm saying, what I'm sharing with you today. If you go out tomorrow and you play this back and you come at me to ask if I want to be held accountable, I will say yes. Hold me accountable for what I say to you here, because I chose to be held accountable. And that's what I'm telling you. You can also make efforts to be held accountable for the decisions and the news that you share on social media. Now, having said that, at the end of the day, it is up to you to decide whether you want to be a responsible individual or you want to be seen as one of those people. If you choose to be a responsible individual, you would verify whatever it is you want to share. You would caution those who are trying to share things that are not verifiable. And then you would also choose to be held accountable, knowing that because you have so much of power, you also need to commit yourself to accountability. Any man, even God, the Creator, holds himself accountable by his words. I mean, you hear say that he's raised his throne, his word above judgment. He's subject to his word. He tells you, remind me of what I have said. Come, let us reason together. Bring your case, bring your facts. In the law court, they tell you, bring your evidence, bring your case and lay it before the judge. The other person will bring his case. And then at the end of the day, there is a decision that is made based on evidence. If you must use the media, if you must use social media, get ready, be ready, and commit yourself to be held accountable. And the truth is this, one who is held accountable is one who is ready to be part of nation building. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nunioza, for an awesome time. I like the illustration you gave, where you explained that you went out with your wife and you found yourself using the phone. I think it's very correct, and I'm sure a lot of teenagers can relate to that. We would rather chat than speak. So it shows the extent to which it has really, become so much part of us, and it's not good that we know that we can use it also for positive things. Thank you so much, sir. I'm very grateful for your time. All right, so I told you about that song I was going to play. That song is titled Bold and Confident, and it's on YouTube. If you thought that session was too fast, you can have a rewatch on YouTube. S.A.F.E TV, that's a YouTube channel. S.A.F.E, you can even go there now and subscribe. S.A.F.E TV, and this song I'll be playing also is on the YouTube channel. The song is Bold and Confident. I'm telling you, when you hear this song, oh my people, you will get the slides, Joshua. You get the slides. And secondly, you can also rewatch on YouTube. The 4 ways, the rotary test will be there. What that you need to watch will be there, guys. So this song, the vibe is awesome. Really, is awesome. You guys need to listen to it. It's called Bold and Confident. On my YouTube channel, S.A.F.E TV. Don't forget, go subscribe. S.A.F.E TV. Just check S.A.F.E TV. What does S.A.F.E TV mean? S.A.F.E is securing a friendly and protective environment for children. And then TV is S.A.F.E TV. We have a lot of very fun items on it. We have videos, we have drama, we have talk shows, we have songs, we have all sorts of things on. It's here. The song is here. Guys, enjoy. And let me know how you feel about the song.
Child, I'm bold and confident. I'm not to be abused. I'm special, and yes, I am a star. Infinite potentials. I'll be what I can be. I have a voice, and I will always speak the truth. I made a choice to stand out and take the world. I'm a child. I live today. I take responsibility for whatever I do. I have a voice, and I will always speak the truth. I made a choice to stand out and take the world. I'm a child, I live today. I take responsibility for whatever I do. I am bold, and yes, I'm strong and wise. I am intelligent, I'm free to fly so high. I know my worth, I think before I act. I'm joyful and peaceful, I'll stand up for my right. I have a voice, and I will always speak the truth. I made a choice to stand out and take the world. I'm a child, I live today. I take responsibility for whatever I do. Choice to stand out and take the world. I'm a child, I live today. I take responsibility for whatever I do.
I'm a child, I'm confident, I'm prominent. You can't abuse me. I said it last time, I'll say it again. We're moving up because the base, we're changing our nation, it starts today. They say we are leaders tomorrow, I tell them your bros, we are leaders today. Yeah, how they say, parents taking up your room every day. AC, try not to fail. Parents are shocked that we do any. It's real tough to pick up the pace, but we got to try hard, as resiliently stated. We do wrong, we take the pride. We do right, we take the prize. Give a shout out, we are proud to be child.
I have a voice, and I will always speak the truth. I made a choice to stand out and take the world. a child. I live today. I take responsibility for whatever I do. The future is in me. Oh, the future is in me. I have fun and I will wait. I'm a child. I live today for whatever I do.
Right, guys. So she that I can watch it. On YouTube. All right, so the next session, like first I'm speak to like first or S.A.F.E. Guys, after this, I promise you we have another song coming up. And song I also need for this song. What Wednesday? We should celebrate you. Keep celebrating. So we can play another song for you. Everybody excited with another nice rap dude. And I know you enjoy that. And I'll say it again. I'm a rapper, sometimes like in my dreams, right? All right, so we're gonna invite Mr. Labors now. Mr. Labors is a legal practitioner and public commentator of immense local and international reputation. He's exceptionally articulate about Nigeria and its advancements. You're gonna love hearing him speak. He'll be sharing with you today, helping our youngsters to play their roles in nation building. Leadership starts now. The leader today. Yesterday I was telling them about parents, listen to your children. We are the leaders of today, not tomorrow. Because whenever you are captains in your class, you do stuff in your school. So leaders of today, let's listen to Mr. Laborious Oshoma GCFR. Thank you so much, sir. You have the first. We put up a lot of interesting things together for you in this conference, right? We have the song, and I'm going to go to the affirmation gallery. Yes, so I'll bring. Okay. nation. And so far, I hope you have been learning something, right? I remember that when Mr. Nelson was speaking, people were commenting and saying that, oh, things can change. When I started, we were like, oh, there's a lot we can do in Nigeria, something like I like. I hope your perspective is changing. What do you think now about Nigeria? So I'm going to be bringing up Dr. Toby Odukoya. As we wait for Dr. Librarians, Dr. Odukoya is, imagine, a chartered clinical psychologist of international repute. She holds a PhD already in her field, and she has been exposed, she has unique wisdom, she has enabling words, and for you to live bold, be confident, and build your nation, there's need for her to have mental health, in the proper perspective, right? It's a prerequisite for actually being able to do anything in your country or for your nation. So be sharing with us how to attain this and much more. Dr. Toby Odukoya, Dr. Dev, so I follow you on Instagram and I see the great work that you do. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. Can everyone hear me okay? Just a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. Okay, awesome, great. So hi everyone, I'm Dr. Toby, but you can call me Toby, and I am a clinical psychologist. And so what that means is that I see people when they're feeling low or they're feeling worried or anxious about things. And today I'm here to talk to you all about mental health, paying attention to your mental health and why that's important. So before I share some points, I thought it would be really helpful for me to play a video of two people, Sasha and Andre. I'm really curious to hear what you think about the video, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it and how that relates to us and our mental health. I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, great.
You can't tell how someone feels just by looking at them or what they share online. To the outside world, our lives may look perfect, even if in reality they aren't. I'm always worrying about doing well at school, and with the end of year test coming up, I'm not sure how much longer I can cope. My thoughts swarm around my head, sometimes keeping me up all night. Some days it's just all too much, and I feel like I'm lost in space. When I did badly on one of my tests, I just about kept it together until I got home. Then I broke down crying in front of my mum. She listened for a bit, and then she told me that, just like physical health, we all have mental health. It's our feelings, our thinking, our emotions, and our moods. She then said that feeling down, angry, and stressed is a normal part of life, just like it's normal to feel happy, confident, and carefree sometimes. We all have positive and negative emotions that come and go based on what's happening around us. These are everyday feelings. Good mental health means experiencing negative emotions. It's not always about being happy. Mum can relate to the feelings of stress. So when Mum suggested I take a break from everything and do something I enjoy, I actually took her advice. So I made myself a hot chocolate, snuggled up in a duvet and watched a film. And you know what? Afterwards, I felt so much better. Mum should take her own advice.
Most of us only ever share the good things. We don't like to share how we really feel. Every morning when I wake up, negative thoughts stream through my head. Getting out of bed and pretending I'm okay takes all the energy I have. As the day goes on, the negative thoughts turn from a stream into a river. The water rushes through my head so loudly it's hard to concentrate in lessons. And some days it's so bad it feels like a waterfall that's trying to pull me over the edge. Everything is so overwhelming. I didn't think my friends would understand if I told them how down I was feeling. But when Sasha opened up to me about how stressed she was feeling, I told her. I wasn't sure how to bring up how I'd been feeling, so I started by saying that I didn't feel like myself. Just her listening made me feel like she understood. She told me some things that had helped her, so I tried them too, but it didn't make much of a difference. Even when I tried to be around my friends, I felt alone. The things I used to enjoy weren't fun anymore.
I was really worried about Andre and not sure what to do. He was quiet and wasn't hanging out with us like he used to. So I asked our head of year for some advice. He suggested I get Andre to speak to him since his negative feelings weren't going away.
I didn't want to speak to our head of year, but I also didn't want to keep feeling so down, so I went. He said that sometimes we have overwhelming feelings that can be more intense than our everyday feelings. These feelings hang around for a long time and change the way we feel, think, and behave. They can stop us doing what we want to in life. That's what I was going through. He also said that if we're physically unwell, we let people know, we ask for help. It should be no different with mental health. Sometimes our overwhelming feelings are brought on because of things in our life. Sometimes they happen for no reason at all. After hearing this, I felt much less alone and it felt good to talk. Scientists have found exercise can help when you're feeling low, so our head of year encouraged me to sign up to the school football club, which Sasha was already in. I still have days when the river is there, but now I'm beginning to understand my mental health. I'm learning how to cope. Our head of year reminded me that my friends, family, teachers, and lots of others at school are there to help just as much as he is. I had no idea the people around me could be so understanding. And while it's not always easy to talk about my mental health, the person I'm talking to might be able to help. If you don't feel like talking, that's fine. You could try writing, sports, reading, art, music, playing with your pet, whatever makes you feel better.
If you're the person someone talks to when they're struggling, just listen with no pressure or judgments. You don't have to have the answer. If you feel unsure about anything, you can speak to a trusted adult. Talking about mental health doesn't have to be difficult. After all, it's something we all have.
Okay, so thanks everyone for watching that video with me. So now I just want us to talk about the key messages from that video, yeah? And I want this to be interactive. So I'm gonna ask you guys some questions and you can just share what you think in the chat section. So the first thing that we learned is that mental health is how we think and how we feel, yeah, inside of us. And so not everyone will always know how we feel if we don't tell them. And also we can't always know how other people feel if they don't tell us. And another thing that we learned from the video is that mental health is not about always being happy. So there are going to be some times when you feel sad and upset, and that's okay. Something else that we notice is that when we're feeling low or down or we're not feeling ourselves, it can also affect how we behave. And just out of curiosity, when Sasha wasn't feeling herself, what did we notice about her? You could just put it in the chat section. What did we notice about Sasha when she wasn't feeling herself? Yes, thanks, Covenant. She looked stressed, yes. And we saw her crying, didn't we? So she was crying, she looked stressed, and she was worried about her test results because she didn't do so well in her test. Yes, crying, worried, she kept herself, she wasn't doing well in school. Yes, really great. You guys are really good at observing these things. Yes. How about Andre? What did we notice about Andre when he wasn't feeling so well in himself? He couldn't concentrate. Yes. Yes, he was depressed. Well, okay, wow. He didn't do what he usually did. He had negative emotions. He had clouded thoughts. That's really good that somebody spotted that because he talked about his thoughts and they were all over the place and it made him feel quite overwhelmed. He wasn't enjoying all things. Yes, that's a really good one, Benjamin. He wasn't doing the things that he used to do that were fun. He wasn't hanging around with his friends anymore. He was quiet. Yes. He was inundated. Yes. Yes. So actually we know that sometimes our thinking and our feelings can impact our behavior. So the things that we do, and you guys have all nicely spotted the things that we saw from Sasha and Andre when they weren't feeling themselves, when they were feeling low and down. But we also saw that there are things that you can do when you're feeling low, when you're feeling anxious, that can help. What did Sasha do that helped? What were some of the things that Sasha did that helped? She spoke to her mom. Yes. She watched Meshflix. I'm glad you spotted that. 'Cause I was like, is that Netflix? But yeah, she watched Netflix. So she watched her favorite show. She sought advice from her mom. She did what she liked. Yes, those are really key things. So she talked to her mom, who was someone that she trusted, and she did the things that she enjoyed. So she watched a movie on Netflix and she made herself a hot chocolate. Yes, and Yola made a really good point. She confided in someone that she trusted, and that's so important, that when we're not feeling ourselves and we're feeling worried, that we're confiding in somebody that we trust. How about Andre? What was it that Sasha did that helped Andre open up to her? What did Sasha do that helped Andre open up to her? Yes, Benjamin, you're so spot on. She listened without judgment. So Sasha, first of all, opened up about how she was feeling, and she told Andre that she was feeling stressed. And that helped Andre to open up to her. And she listened without judgment, and she listened with empathy. Oh, you guys are great. Yes. And she tried telling him her story so as to open up to her. Yes, she did. And what else did Sasha do? Because even after they had that conversation, Sasha noticed that Andre still wasn't himself. So what did she do? She talked to the head of the year. Yep. She advised her to take part in things that she found interesting. She spoke to someone that could help. Really good and spot on. So at first, she tried to advise him on things that she had tried that had worked for her. But those things didn't really work for Andre. And that's also quite important to say, that sometimes the things that work for me don't necessarily work for others. And it's about finding what works for us when we're feeling down. And so she spoke to the head of year. What did the head of year recommend to Andre that helped to start improve his mood? Join sports, yeah? So play football. Yeah, exactly. And like we saw in the video, we know from a lot of research that exercise can always help with our mood because it releases what we call happy hormones. And so exercise can be great. And so he encouraged him to play football. And Andre said he felt a lot better after he did that. But Andre also mentioned that sometimes we're feeling so low that we don't always want to talk about what we're feeling. So what were some of the other things that he suggested that if you're feeling low, you can try out if you're not in the mood to talk? Try arts, yes. Yeah. Sports, writing, listening to music, do what you love. Yes, spot on. So writing, playing sports, listen to music, doing some artworks, playing with your pet. And just out of curiosity, I'm just curious, what are some things that you all do when you're feeling low that you know makes you feel better? Someone said they play sports, they listen to Noah, they listen to music. Ooh, sing. That's one that didn't come up in the video. They draw. Yeah. So quite a number of you listen to music and read, play piano. They self-reflect. Yes. Play games. Ayodele said that I think, and sometimes how thinking can be helpful is that thinking can help us begin to problem solve. So that's gaming. That's another really nice one, and watching movies. So yeah, I'm happy to hear that you all have skills that you use already that help you when you're feeling low or you're feeling worried. And Sasha said something as well, which is sometimes our friends will confide in us. Yeah. So sometimes our friends will confide in us. And when our friends confide in us and tell us, oh, I'm feeling really stressed, I'm feeling worried, I don't really know what to do. What can we do if our friends come to us and they tell us how they're feeling? Listen without judgment and bias. Spot on, Benjamin. Listen without judgment and bias. Yeah, what else can we do when our friends come to us and tell us how they're feeling? We can share our thoughts with them. Yes, we can try to cheer them up. Yes, try to understand the situation. You guys are so great. Yeah, And all these things are really helpful because they can help our friends open up, give them a word of encouragement. And something else that Sasha said, which is so important, is that we're not expected to have all the answers, and that's okay. So sometimes our friends will come to us and they'll say to us, I feel this way, and we don't have the answer, but we can still listen with encouragement. We can try to understand what they're going through. And also, as Sasha said, we can also include other trusted adults that we know can help in the situation. And so much more still coming up here. We can sympathize with them, we can help them, we can advise them. Yeah, I'll speak to my ability on it, but if it's more than my strength, refer them to a pro. Yeah, and I'm really glad that a lot of you here are saying speak to a therapist, because that can always be helpful. But especially when you're in school or if you're like in your neighborhood, it's probably first a good idea to speak to a trusted adult. So whether that's your teacher or your mom or your dad, or a mentor that you have, and then let them assist you in helping your friend out and what would be best for them. So yeah, you know, you guys have mentioned a lot of different things. And so to bring it all up together, we all have mental health. Mental health is not just about always feeling great and happy all the time. Sometimes we're going to be angry, we're going to be upset, we're going to be anxious. That's okay. The most important thing is to recognize when we feel that way and take action. And I've read today a lot of amazing things that you all do already when you're not feeling yourself and you're feeling down. And the key thing I read here, which is important, is doing things that you enjoy, whether it's gaming, playing football, art, singing, music. These things are great. And even when sometimes the things that we usually do don't work, don't give up, because that can happen sometimes, because that's what happened to Andre. And that might be a cue that we probably have to get other people involved, like a mentor or an adult that we trust. So yeah, so that's all I have to say about mental health. And I hope that was helpful. And if anyone would like to watch the video again, I'll put the link of the video in the chat. Okay, bye everyone.
Wow, thanks so much. Thank you, Dr. Tony. Well, I like the fact that it's something that as mental health was brought in a very simple manner that every one of us could relate to, even me. It's clear. You feel a particular way, talk to someone you trust. And the message was clear, really. Talk to someone you trust and then do things you love. Thank you so much, ma'am. We're grateful for your time. If you have questions, we'll send to you definitely. So children, if you have questions for Dr. Toby Odukoya, kindly send to greatnessafrica@gmail.com and we'll get your questions to her and we'll get your answers to you. Thank you so much, ma'am. All right, so quickly, I still have that song written. Ooh, that song is Everybody Travel to Me extended. Before we do that, I'll be bringing up Mr. Libers Oshoma Esquire, CFR. But I'm really sorry, sir, we didn't know you were here. Would have much help from Dr. Toby, but really apologize for the mix-up, sir. So I've read his profile before. Is really passionate about Nigeria, and I'm just share with us on how we can start leadership even from now on. Thank you so much, sir. You have the floor, sir. So I'm having a bit of difficulties. Want to unmute you, sir? Kindly signify one way or the other your handle so that we can easily unmute you from here, sir. Yeah, thank you for the link, Dr. Toby. All right. We definitely are going to have Mr. Klami is also here, wants to talk to us. He has a very wonderful message for us today, and also has a message about our YouTube channel. We're launching it today also. I'm still waiting for Mr. Liberos Esquire to let us know what handle he is so that we can easily unmute you, sir. So can you use the chat area? Okay, doctor is a degree. She has a PhD. Iremide is asking. She has a PhD in clinical psychology. Don't worry, Dr. B could also share with the children how they could maybe reach you. Of course, they can ask us questions. But you can follow on this if you are age appropriate. You can follow on Instagram or on Facebook. She's Dr. Deb. So we'll probably share that with you also. Share that with your parents and how you can reach her. She's a doctor by degree. She doesn't practice. Of course, that's the aspect of medicine, though. But she's doctor by degree. Can you use the chat area, Mr. Liberos Oshoma? Hello, sir. Okay, so guys, I want to play myself for you. See, you know why I'm so excited? I was there in the studio when the song was sung. Song was sung, right? Okay, right. So we'll have it. Everybody's coming to me extended. We had a short version before on YouTube, but this one is extended with rap, with verses everywhere, just stewing. All right, guys. So every part is private to me. That's what we knew before, but now it's extended, beautiful with verses, with rap. Trust me, guys, you're gonna love it. The same way you love the first song I played for you. Trust me, trust me on this one. The song is coming up right now. Just stay tuned.
Nobody can touch me. Nobody can touch me.
Everybody's mine, yeah, you can touch me. My body's mine, belongs to me. Please don't touch me. Yes, I choose to keep my space. I'm not afraid. I'll play my part, 'cause I know that every part is private to me. Every part is private to me. Nobody can touch me. Nobody can touch me. Except for care and affection, I should stay 3 meters away. I show up for my safety. I'm vigilante, yes, I keep good company. Listen to what I have to say. Don't ignore me, my future's safe. When I am safe, I'll play my part, protect my space. I'll let the world know. Every part is private to me. Every part is private to me. Nobody can touch me. Nobody can touch me. Except for care and affection, I should stay 3 meters away. I show up for my safety.
Oh, every part is private to me. Nobody can touch me. Anyway, they think they feel. They might think it's no big deal. It's real deal. Don't come too close. Stay 3 meters if I don't know you. Gotta be smart. Gotta be safe. Gotta be locked. Gotta be secure. No guests into my home. That's a no-no. That's a no-no. You can only touch me when you wanna give me care and affection. You can only touch me when you wanna give me care and affection. Every part is private to me. Nobody can touch me. Anyway, they think they feel. They might think it's no big deal. It's real deal. Don't come too close. Stay 3 meters if I don't know you. Gotta be smart. Gotta be safe. Gotta be locked. Gotta be secure. No guests into my home. That's a no-no. That's a no-no. You can only touch me when you wanna give me care and affection. You can only touch me when you wanna give me care and affection. And affection.
Every part is private to me. Every part is private to me. Nobody can touch me. Nobody can ocean. I should stay 3 meters away. I show up for my safety.
Everybody fit to me.
Thank you, Benjamin. Thank you for saying good song. Some say they don't like the song. It's fine. Oh, thank you, Adiari Samuel. Thank you so much. Well, the message is that everybody's private to you. You know, normally people tell you, oh, don't let nobody touch your private parts or touch whatever part, whatever, what's that? Every part of your body is private to you, and nobody can touch you except the thank you, Oluwasheta. Thank you. Cool song. Should I tell you guys a secret? Should I tell them a secret? Okay, so Shay gave us a rap in that song. And every part is private to me. Nobody can touch. Okay. When he said no, I should give you the secret. All right, guys. So because Mr. Laboros is here, and don't worry, after Mr. Laboros, we're gonna have Mr. Akilami, and then we'll close the meeting today. Oh, okay. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you so much, sir. Welcome. We apologize for all the mix-up. We have fun now, sir.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Hello. Yeah, I want to be sure if you can hear me. Just let me know if you can hear me. Okay, fine. Yes. Okay. Yeah, basically, I apologize also. And I've been waiting here, listening from the blast of the whistle. And I've had quite interesting time, even though I have other places to go to. And I have other things to attend to. Leadership, for lack of time, I'll quickly go into the session. I want to start by defining, what leadership is. Leadership, you hear it's one big word that a lot of people bandy around these days with leadership. You'll find out that, for you to be a medical doctor, you have to train to be a medical doctor. For you to be, a journalist, a lawyer, an actor. But you also, one very common thing now is that there are no training for leadership. And so that's one basic thing that is lacking in Africa. The leadership is the ability to build confidence and zeal among people, to create and urge them to be led, And so to be a successful leader or a manager, you must possess, the qualities of foresight, drive, initiative, self-confidence, and personal integrity. There are different types of leadership: direct, coaching, support, delegate. You have autocratic leadership. You also have the laissez-faire leadership. That's do it as you like. And then you have the transformational leadership. And then the one that is common here, even though it's hardly practiced, which is the servant leadership. But for lack of time, I wouldn't want to go into all of those, different styles. But I want to talk about us. And I always like using myself as an example. I lost my dad at a very young age, at age 8. And so I grew up with my uncle, and we're quite a lot. And so, I would repeat that towards the end. And so I told myself from the word go that, I needed to be different. And living with an uncle who could, he had a lot of other people to cater for. So the first thing I learned was to look out for myself. And if you remember when I told you about, the qualities of a leadership, integrity stands out. And you must first and foremost, be able to discover that integrity and what integrity will work in there. And then I key into songs. I like the fact that, we're using song to teach a lot of things. I like the rap, that I just played. And so I keyed into song. There's this song by Majed Fashek. I can't give up the fight until I know the reason why. I can't give up the struggle because I am aware of the battle. A lot of people give up the struggle since they are afraid of the battle. A living dog is better than a dead lion. And so I decided, to be that living dog instead of being a dead lion. And so what that did for me was, while leading, at some point, learn when to say no and learn when to say yes. Learn when to carry a lot of people along. Learn when to quit. Because sometimes, a lot of people die, trying to lead others because they don't know when to quit. And another song that's very instructive for me that also had helped me, come along all this way is the fact that is Whitney Houston. Sometimes these days I listen to the song that young people, my kids listen to these days. I laugh, it's your time, but most of them are not inspiring. And so if you listen to inspirational songs, they will help you build that self-confidence and give you the opportunity to build your integrity. And one of them, which is very instructive, is also the song by Whitney Houston, The Greatest Love of All. The greatest, he said, I believe in the children of our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easy. Let the children laughter remind us how we used to be. Everyone is searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone to fulfill my needs. The world became like a lonely place to be. And so I learned to depend on me. So I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow, because if I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity, because the greatest love of all is that which lives inside of me. And so that's dignity. For you to first and foremost have it, you must learn to love yourself. And so once you're able to discover that love that is inside of you, you can't, like we say in law, you can't give what you don't have. Nemo dat quod non habet. And so if you have it, you'll be able to give it. And that now brings me to that part. Somebody asked about, those questions about the characteristics of leadership that I talked about, transformational, carrying people along. And all of us today, we have it inside of us. We have that, greatest love of us, of all, inside of us. You there also, you have it. I have it. But one big thing that is missing is the fact that we are unable to discover it. Nyota talked about social media. You want people to endorse the fact that you are good, or you crave for endorsement. And that's when you believe that you have it. You first and foremost need to understand that it's in you. Whether people see it or not, it's none of your business. Once you have it, at some point, people will see it. I do some advocational videos. And the first few videos I did, nobody watched them. But it didn't stop me, because I knew I had a message to give. So I don't bother. When I post videos, I don't bother going back to check how many people liked it or how many people don't like it. But today, I can post videos and you have thousands and thousands of people arguing and commenting on it. If I had waited for that endorsement, for people to endorse it, or that the fact that people didn't like my videos on YouTube or on Instagram, so it discouraged me, I wouldn't have been, doing the same thing that I'm doing today. And you have, all of these people, having to converge on your Facebook page, on your Instagram page to talk about, the issues that you have raised. So no matter where you are, like in my class 2 in secondary school, there's this poem I always recited to myself. I must succeed. I will succeed. Determined, resolute, sharpened by the pain of not succeeding. I must succeed, even if it is tomorrow. So when you tell yourself today, I am that leader that I want to be, I must succeed in whatever I do. If you remember also the song of, I don't know if many of you know it, the song of Aru Kelly, I'm the pine up in the sky, I'm the peak on mountain high. I have made it. I'm the world's greatest. And then it talked about, I'm that little bit of hope with my back against the wall. I can feel it. I am the world's greatest. So you need to tell yourself this thing, that I have it, I can give it. I will never give up, no matter how far how low I fall. And I want to quickly leave you with the words of Martin Luther King Jr. And he said, whatever you do, like Chisom talked about, being the best of yourself, whatever you do, even if you are a street sweeper, sweep the street so well that when you leave, let it be remembered that here lies the remain of a great street sweeper, that he swept the street so well that, after his demise, nobody could sweep the street that well. And so we all have these things. The problem is we want to be very selfish with it, or in some cases, we want people to endorse it before we know that we have it. If only we all remember that we are what we make of Nigeria, we are the leaders that we want to see in Nigeria. Nigeria will be greater than the way it is today. Not too long ago, I talked about, SARS, when the issue of SARS was, the rave of the moment. And the title of my video then was, We Are All SARS. Because you can condemn that other man, that your neighbor, who took a bath and refused to clean the bathroom. But at the end of the day, you find out that you clean the bathroom, but you would refuse to clean the front door. If you clean the front door today without having to look at somebody to do it, you'll be shocked that the very next day, another person will do it because they know that you have consistently done that. If you beat the traffic light without you minding whether other people are there, tomorrow you'll see people will beat the traffic light. But when you stop at the traffic light, the vehicles behind you will automatically stop. Or you tell your parents, Daddy, the red light is on. And so why don't you stop? He would stop. And you've taught him one small leadership, message that he will not, he'll be shocked. Because for him, he didn't expect that to come from you. So we are what we will make of our country. And you can be a leader irrespective of the position you find yourself. Whether you're among two people, whether you're among three persons, whether you are that's yourself inside the room. And lastly, my professor B.I.C. Joma used to tell us, the you in you is the you that makes you the you are. And so if you decide to exude positivity, it is positivity that will go around you and you grow up to be a fantastic leader. But if you believe you do not have it, no matter how far you go, you will never have it. So the first step should be, tell yourself, I must do it. Irrespective of what happens, I must, allow people to see that light that is in me. Thank you. Yeah, which phrase do you want me to come with? Which one of them? I've said so many things. I really don't understand the particular one you're talking about. Is it the one that I must succeed, I will succeed, determined, resolute, sharpened by the pain of not succeeding? I must succeed, even if it is tomorrow. Or the one of little by little, said a thoughtful boy, moment by moment, I will employ. Learning, okay, the one by the professor. Yes, that it is the you, in your bedroom, that makes you the you are. So anywhere you are, just imagine that, like I also talk about the you in the mirror, taking a look at the man in the mirror. That's the you in you makes you the you you are. So if you take a look at the man in the mirror, what do you tell yourself? What do you see? It is that man in the mirror that will come out tomorrow, and it is those things that you do that will actually, reflect in the larger society. Yes, it is the you in you that makes you the you you are. So if it is the positive you that you always, whether in your bedroom, whether outside, whether in school, it is that you that people will see and will emulate. But if you do the you that is negative, it is that's the negative one that you will see. And so if we all decide, to be that, exude that great leadership in us, you'll be shocked that before you know it, one person will follow you, two will follow you, five will follow you. And from your little corner, you have, created a mass movement, and influence opinion.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I'm inspired. Thank you so much, sir.
My pleasure.
The story you told us was very instructive about how you started, regardless of who was watching or not, and now it has become a video. Thank you so much, sir. Children, we say thank you so much to Mr. Laveros. Thank you so much, sir. So I say I love your background. So I'm bringing up Mr. Klami very quickly, and then we have one last step. But we're running off very soon, so Mr. Klami will come up to speak now, and then we'll run off. Mr. Klami put this conference together for you children. So I'd like you to welcome Mr. Klami with a wonderful clap. So we're going to welcome Mr. Klami. He's going to talk to us very, very shortly and then wrap up for today. 2020 S.A.F.E conference. What children's day has been fun. I've been enjoying myself. I've been learning a lot. So Mr. Klami comes up. Don't forget to let us know what you've learned so far. How has it been for you? Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello, children. How are you doing today? I remember when I was teaching in the children's church of the church where I worshiped today, the Fountain of Life Church, and I realized that teenagers did not want to be referred to as children. Teenagers wanted to be referred to as something else. And so when I call you children today, I called you children cautiously, because, excuse me 1 minute. Hello, sorry for the little hitch. So you guys are children. A child is 10 years old. So some of us are older children, some of us are younger children. And we appreciate everyone that has spoken with us today. We want to appreciate everyone. We want to appreciate Miss Ojigo, who did the keynote for 2 days. I mean, day 1, day 2. And she spoke according to purpose. Day 1 was on point, day 2 was on point. Thank you very much, ma'am, for honoring us with your presence. We know how busy you are, particularly this period is a very busy period for you, where the Nigerian government is running enter-scatter. Instead of facing the reality of what is on ground, what the people are protesting about, the government is busy chasing organizations like yours around. But this, you found time to be with us today. I do really, really appreciate you. Chisholm, your presentation was something else. Wonderful. Day 2 on point. Day 1 on point. Day 2 on point. I love how you try to break down, I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest. I mean, very powerful insight. Your spoken word yesterday, your spoken word today, very great. We enjoyed every part of it. Mr. Neota Ebe, wow, that's an insightful presentation on to the whole idea of media and what our young people should do. Thank you very much. Our young people learned a lot from what you it's something that we partner with them to interactive session. That video that you showed was very instructive, and from there we had a conversation that was very, very meaningful and happy people in no small way. Thank you so much, Dr. I've known Dr. Toby for so many years. She has always been a woman of wisdom, dignity, and honor. Thank you so much for being part of the program. My brother, Liberos Oshoma, wow, those were wonderful. We are little things, I believe everything is working for our good. And my dear friend, when you ask how you do everything, we are glad that everything is working together for our good. Thank you very much. I'm not going to take too much of your time. I just want to say a few things to you that I think are important. Number one, I love the things that everybody has said, and I want to try and wrap up some of the things they have said. Now, number one thing for me as a person, you know, I'm 50 years old. I'm 50 years old. And I'm 50 years old. And the question I continue to ask myself is, what kind of country are we going to leave behind for our children? What kind of country? What kind of Nigeria are we going to leave behind for our children? And so the question is, what kind of Nigeria do we plan to leave behind for you as our children? As a 50-year-old man, I think about that every day. We've been doing this program. We've been working with children for over 20 years, and we've been doing this program for some time. We started in 2017. Yesterday alone, we had close to 600 people who gathered on different platforms. Today, we have had a wonderful day. The question I keep asking is, what kind of Nigeria are we going to leave for our children? What kind of Nigeria are we going to leave for you? And you need to be concerned about your nation, Nigeria, young people. We cannot continue, to party and dance and sing and do all of that, and while we do not think about the state of our nation. Guys, let me tell you, if you are listening to me right now, you are privileged, because 13.5 million children are out of school. Nigerian children are out of school, the highest number in the world. If you are listening to me right now, you are blessed, because millions of Nigerian children die before they are age five. As a matter of fact, Nigeria has the highest number of under 5 children who die. As you are listening, if you are listening to me today, you are privileged. Your friends in Zamfara, your friends in the Northeast are not able to listen to me because they have been displaced. Boko Haram has killed their parents, killed their father, killed their mother, killed their uncle. They are displaced. They are living in displaced camps. If you are listening to me, if you are able to listen to me, you are privileged, because many children today are living with one form of disability or the other, and because of that, they have been rejected by society. If you are listening today, you are able to use Zoom. You are able to come to Zoom. You are able to go online. You are able to go to YouTube. you are very blessed, because in Isolo there, I was doing a program for children. We said S.A.F.E Student Village. And during the COVID period, we asked the children, how many of you have been on Zoom? Many of those children have not seen Zoom before. So we live in a country where 82 million people are living in less than $1 per day. Our country is going through a lot at this time. And I think that it is important as young people that we understand what our country is going through, so that we could not continue the way we are. Now, a few months ago, there was a protest. Some people were protesting against the brutality of the police. And that was the essence of the protest. And what did government do at the end of the day? The government responded by opening fire on innocent citizens, killing them. And you guys are watching news with your parents. News is supposed to be right. Everything is supposed to be fine. But you're watching news with your parents, you see some guys in agbada, you see some guys in sky suit, you see some guys in pathway gear, and they walk into a place called Hollow Chambers. And as they walk into that place, what did you see? You see them, they begin to exchange blows. They begin to beat themselves. But we are telling you, children, don't bully. We are telling you, children, fight. We are telling you, children, respect each other. But those who are supposed to be leading us are fighting themselves. Some of us see our parents fighting themselves. Some of us see people on our street fighting themselves. And we're asking, what kind of example are these people giving for us? The money that is supposed to feed many people is carried by one person away to far country to spend, and there appears to be no consequences. And we young people are already starting it. We're already doing what the old people are doing. We're already cheating in exams. As a matter of fact, some of our parents, they get special centers for us to write exams. We're already lying, we're already stealing, we're already doing all the things that the old people are doing. That's why a 6-year-old boy was asked, what will you do if you become the president of Nigeria? 6-year-old boy. The boy was asked, what will you do if you become the president of Nigeria? The boy said, I will buy one car for my daddy. I will buy one car for my mommy. I will buy one car for myself, and I will resign. Can you imagine a 6-year-old boy being asked, what would you do if you become the president of Nigeria? And he's saying, I will buy one car for myself, I will buy one car for my daddy, I will buy one car for my mommy, then I will resign. That shows you that that spirit that is in our leader is already in some of us. That shows that that spirit of selfishness, not considering others, is already in us. Look at the program we have organized here. We've been here since yesterday. We've brought up to 10 people to speak to you. This program is free of charge. We are not charging anybody any naira for it. Everybody who has spoken for us has spoken free of charge. Now, we are spending resources to make this program happen because we are interested in your future. And we know nobody can fight for your future for you except yourself. And that's why UNICEF said in 2019, towards the end of 2019, that we should encourage children to say no. We should encourage children to begin to protest what is wrong in their country. And when you protest, we are not saying you should necessarily carry placards. We are not saying necessarily you should go to the street. Children should not go to the street. But we are saying you should write something. If you have a Facebook page, write something about what is happening in our country. If you have a blog, write something about what is happening in our country. Look at the songs that we did. I'm bold and confident. I have a voice. So that is the point I want to make to you young people. You need to be interested in Nigeria. Nigeria is our country. Many of our politicians say they don't have another country they can call their own. It is a lie. They have other countries they can call their own. Their children are abroad, they study abroad, they do all of those things abroad. And when they die, they bring them to Nigeria to bury. That is why the president of Russia, Putin, said, Nigerian leaders are not developing Nigeria because Nigeria is a graveyard for them. They are sick, they travel abroad. They want to go to school, they travel abroad. They want to start business, they do it abroad. But when they die, they bring them back to Nigeria to bury. I'm charging you young people, we need to arise and be interested in the state of our nation. And what am I asking you to do? Begin by loving your neighbor. The reason why one person convert what is meant for the community to personal use is because there's no love. I want to charge you young people, begin to love Nigeria. And when I'm talking about love Nigeria, love your neighbor. I'm not asking you to love space. I'm not asking you to love buildings. I'm not asking you to love houses. I'm asking you to love your neighbor. Love your friends. If you have access to lunch, and you have access to dinner, and you have access to breakfast, give out your lunch to the person who does not have. If you know a subject, you are very good in a subject, teach other people who do not know the subject. Make sure that you love, and when you love, you do not see Yoruba, Hausa, or Igbo. What do you see? You see one Nigeria. You see humanity. It doesn't matter whether you are Hausa, Yoruba, or Igbo. It doesn't matter you are Amaka, Emeka, Chizom, Jude, Taiwo, Shegun. It doesn't matter. It matters that we are all human beings. If I cut your body right now, what is going to come out is blood, not petrol. So we are human beings. It is our leader that tries to divide us. To tell somebody you are Muslim, you are Christian, you are Igbo, you are Hausa. We need to kill all of that. When you go to school, don't form a clique. Don't form a clique around it's from my town. As I'm talking to you right now, I do not have any preference for any town. Where my wife was from, I could have been from anywhere, Japanese, Indian, or anyone, because I am for humanity. Because God made all of us and made all of us equal. Stop this thing about outside Yoruba Igbo. Stop it. Stop this thing about discrimination. Let's love ourselves. Let's move together. The destiny of this nation is in our hands. These old men who are troubling Nigeria today are going to die. When they die, we are supposed to be in charge. The question is, what kind of charge do we want to take? It's not a joking matter for me. It's not a laughing matter for me. As I told you when I started and as I round up, I'm 50 years old and I'm concerned. I'm not likely to see another 50. I'm not likely to see another 50. I'm not likely to see another 50. If I see another 50, it will be a big blessing. I'm not even sure whether I'm going to see another 30. I'm not even sure whether I'm going to see another 20. But my concern is this. You young people, you are the hope of this nation. You are the leaders of today. It is high time you began to take leadership as class captain, as in your home, with your friends, anywhere you go. It is high time you began to lead so that you can show that there's hope for Nigeria, so that you can show there's hope for Africa, so that you can show there's hope for humanity. We are not doomed as Black people. We are not cursed as Black people. It is time for us to understand that we can rise, we can move, we can do things differently as young people. It is time for us to rise up and fight for the dignity of our nation. It is high time for us to rise up and fight for a new Nigeria, restructured to meet the need of everybody. It is not right for 13.5 million Nigerian children to be out of school. It is not right. It is not right for millions of children to die before the age 5. It is not right. In a country that is rich in oil, that is rich in mineral resources and human resources. Nigerians are blessed. When we go out, David Oyelowo is a Nigerian, but not raised in Nigeria. Shatta is a Nigerian, not raised in Nigeria. Anthony Joshua is a Nigerian, not raised in Nigeria. So friends, I want to charge you. It's a serious conversation for me that we must begin to think about our nation. And we must not fall into the same trap that our leader has fallen into. We must make it a point of duty to love our neighbor. We must make it a not of duty to be nice. Be nice. Be nice to people. Share a smile. When you get to a place, let the place light up. No matter what you are going to, find someone to share with. That's why we have spoken to you about mental health. We have spoken to you about social media. We have spoken to you about yourself. We have spoken about a whole lot of things. The most important thing is, at the end of the day, let us love one another. Let us eschew us embrace nice to people. Let us embrace positive value system. If sinners entice you, consent not. Choose to be the right one, even if you are the only one who is doing the right thing. Choose not to litter at gutters. Choose not to cheat in exams. Choose to be the Nigeria you want to see. Be that Nigeria. Be that value system. I love what Chisholm said. You cannot say if you can't beat them, we join them. Then once you say if you cannot beat them, you join them, then you have already become part of them and you lose your right. You lose your right to complain. So if our nation is not good and you join them to do the wrong thing, it means that you are now part of the problem. But I didn't want you to be part of the problem. I want you to be part of the solution. So let me wrap up this way by telling you this. Don't make it your ambition to change the world. The world is a very massive place. If I were you, I would start from my continent. Don't make it your ambition to change your continent. Your continent is a massive place. Africa, where do you start from? If I were you, I would start from my country, Nigeria. Your country is a massive place. Where do you start from? If I were you, it is a big state. Where do I start from? If I were you, I would start from my local government. My local government is a big place. Where do I start?
All right, guys, we have come to the end of this S.A.F.E conference. You had a good time in the chat. Just tell me, oh, thank you so much, Michael Inyama. Just in the comment section, I would like you to just keep telling us how your experience was like. Tell us your feedback of the conference. Give us your wonderful review, how you felt. If you enjoyed it, let us know.
So if I were you, I would start from my building. If my building, if I cannot change my building, I will change my best space. If I cannot change my best space, I will change. If I cannot change my best space, I will change myself. When I change, my best space will change. When my best space changes, my building will change. When my building changes, my room, my street will change. When my street changes, my ward will change. When my ward changes, my local government will change. My local government changes, my state will change. When my state changes, my country will change. When my country changes, my continent will change. My continent changes, my world will change. That means you are the change the world has been waiting for. My message to you, S.A.F.E Conference 2020, is that you must become the change you want to see in Nigeria. To your brother, to your sister, to your neighbor, to your schoolmate, everywhere you go, in the mall, in the school, in the exam hall, you must become the change. You want to see in Nigeria, because until you change, not I try to
Okay, guys, we have come to the end. I think Instagram has a bit of network issues. But come to the end. Please don't forget to go to the S.A.F.E TV, guys, and share with your friends also. Tell them about the wonderful songs that we have there. You know, when you tell your friends something, you know they believe you, guys. Just tell your friend, I saw a song I think you would like. When you do that, everybody here, please do that. Share with your friends that you have seen the S.A.F.E today. I found it very interesting. For them to also watch, right? S.A.F.E TV on YouTube. Please subscribe, like, share. Keep subscribing, like, share to everyone that you know. We're going to sign up now. We also have a club, the S.A.F.E Club. There we have fun, we learn. Games, music, videos, every club meeting. So I'd like you to join us. I'll be sharing the link here right now in the comment section, in the chat section. Please follow the link if you are not part of our club yet. Some of our club members are here, and they've been having fun. Share it. I'll send the link again to the YouTube channel so everybody can share. Please don't forget to subscribe. We'll just give you a soft music as we go this evening. All right, guys. I'm playing that song for you guys as we close. Bye, see ya. I like that, Tolis. Bye, see ya. I like to say see ya. Yeah, thank you, Moyi, for sharing the YouTube thing. But I actually had fun. You guys are awesome. Some people are looking for our trouble, but no, we were not affected. But we are still here and we had fun. Yeah. So we're gonna play the song. I'm a child. I'm proud to be a child. I'm bold and confident. I'm not to be abused. Yes, I am a star. Infinite potentials. I'll be what I am, but I am a child, and I will always speak the truth. Did a choice to stand out and take the word. I'm a child.
I'm a child, I'm proud to be a child. I'm bold and confident, I'm not to be abused. I'm special, yes I am a star. Infinite potential, I'll be what I can be. I am a boy, I will always be the truth. I made a choice to stand out and take the world. I'm a child, I live today. I take responsibility for whatever I do. I have a voice and I will always speak the truth. I made a choice to stand out and take the world. I'm a child, I live today. I take responsibility for whatever I do. I am bold, and yes, I'm strong and wise. I am intelligent, I'm free to fly so high. I know my worth, I think before I act. I'm joyful and peaceful, I'll stand up for my right. I have a voice and I will always speak the truth. I made a choice to stand out and take the world. I'm a child, I live today. I take responsibility for whatever I do. I stand out. I have a future. The future is in me. I show up and stand out. I have a future. The future is in me. I have a voice and I will always speak the truth. I made a choice to stand out and take the world. I'm a child. I live today. I take responsibility for whatever I do.
I'm a child, I'm confident, I'm prominent. You can't abuse me. I said it last time, I'll say it again. We're moving up, pick up the pace. We're changing our nation, it starts today. They say we are leaders tomorrow. I tell them your bros, we are leaders today. Yeah, how they say. Parents taking up your room every day. AC, A.C. Try not to fail. Parents are stuff that we do anyway. It feels real tough to pick up the pace, but we got to try hard as resilience been stated. We do wrong, we take the prize. We do right, we take the prize. Give a shout out, we are proud to be child.
I have a voice and I will always speak the truth. I made a choice to stand out and take the world. I'm a child, I live today. I take responsibility for whatever I do. The future is in me. Oh, the future is in me. I have a voice and I will always. I'm here today for whatever I do. I'm a child, I'm proud to be a child. I'm bold and confident, I'm not to be abused. I'm special, and yes, I am a star. Infinite potentials, I'll be what I can be. I have a voice, and I will always speak the truth. I made a choice to stand out and take the world. I'm a child, I live today. I take responsibility for whatever I do. I have a voice and I will always speak the truth. I made a choice to stand out and take the world. I'm a child, I live today. I take responsibility for whatever I do. I am bold, and yes, I'm strong and wise. I am intelligent, I'm free to fly so high. I know my worth, I think before I act. I'm joyful and peaceful, I stand up for my right. I have a voice and I will always speak the truth. I made a choice to stand out and take the world. I'm a child, I live today. I take responsibility for whatever I do. I stand out. I have a future. The future is in me. I show up and stand out. I have a future. The future is in me. I have a voice and I will always speak the truth. I made a choice to stand out and take the world. I'm a child. Today, I take responsibility for whatever I do.
I'm a child, I'm confident, I'm prominent. You can't abuse me. I said it last time, I'll say it again. We're moving and pick up the pace. We're changing our nation, it starts today. They say we are leaders tomorrow. I tell them your bros, we are leaders today. Yeah, they say parents, they clean up your room every day. A.C. Try not to fail. Parents are stuff that we do anyway. It feels real tough to pick up the pace, but we got to try hard as resilience been stated. We do wrong, we take the prize. We do right, we take the prize. Give a shout out, we are proud to be child.
I have a voice and I will always speak the truth. I made a choice to stand out and take the world. I'm a child, I live today. I take responsibility for whatever I do. The future is in me. Oh, the future is in me. I have a voice and I will always.
children from Isolo. Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Children from Isolo, can you hear me?
Isola, we can see you.
Miss Roslyn.
Miss Roslyn, thank you.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I'm greeting you from here.
Hello.
It's true. Oh, they're good. Hello. Hello from Isolo, people. Love you guys. Wave now, stop forming. They are hiding. I'm already seeing you.